All right, we're at the next step here. We are gonna give this boat a home, and what we're gonna use is our portable canopy compliments, or not compliments. I've had a purchase from Harbor Freight, so I'm gonna say, darn, there is a way more pieces to this than I thought there were gonna be. So we got a bunch of tubing, and then we have a bunch of nuts and bolts and this and that. So, but we will get through it. It will be covered because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and then we're gonna do a bunch of stuff to it, make it negative pressure. We're gonna put some lighting in it. We're gonna put our filtration system in it, air filtration, which is all gonna be budget, but we'll get it done. All right, let's get this thing finished. Alrighty, so let's take the tour for where the boat will be living for the next few months. It's like MTV Cribs. All right, so this is it. It's actually a lot higher than I thought it was going to be, which is good because I could still stand up without bonking my head, and I could hang stuff like lights, which I guess we'll cover in a different episode here. But you can see that we have, I don't want to scratch up because I figured this stuff is going to be blowing, so I have some mats underneath where it's going to be touching the cement. But we have decent walk around area here. All right, we got some decent area in the back, and I think, gang, this will work. I mean, as far as it being negative pressure, I'm gonna have to really do some work in trying to cover the gaps as much as possible, because the idea is I'm gonna take a shop vac to suck the air in here and then blow it out through a HEPA filter, and yeah, I think this will work. So this stuff is also anchored to the ground, because what I noticed is that this thing is relatively light for its size, and so it doesn't take much for the wind to start blowing. I have a bush over there, that dark shadow, and I might have to reinforce or strengthen or put like some duct tape in the areas where there might be branches that poking into it, because as this thing shakes over time, it could wear a hole and start poking holes through it. So I want to make sure that that's not happening. But so that was a shelter when I first put it up, and this is before I put any real thought into the changes that are needed. What we're going to do now is we're going to dive into where it stands today with the upgrades to get it to a point where I can get the work done in it. And as I usually do, in the description, I have links to either items that are used as part of these upgrades, or even tools or things like that. Selecting those links and ordering things through Amazon helps me out a lot, as do subscriptions. So I really do appreciate everyone who is subscribed and those of you who are selecting those links. So thank you so much, but let's get into it. All right, so I'm gonna give you a grand tour of what this shelter looks like, what I've done to it to get me to a place where I can hopefully get some work done. We're gonna start on the outside. Obviously it's covered, so it protects of any pollen or anything falling out of the trees there. Also, obviously, water, so I don't have to worry about rain. I do need power going in, so it's like not too far from the garage. So we have our roller of plenty there. So if there's anything I need to cut and make a lot of dust, I could always lift this back part off, slide it in, do all my cutting. I could slip the boat out the other end, so that's pretty convenient. We have power going in, right? So a big, nice, thick cord. I don't know if that's going to be enough. That's 15 amp. That's what is it? The God, I forget the name of the outlets. It'll come to me as like a GFI. I think that's it. Anyway, and then we have exhaust coming out, and I'll explain what that does in a second, right? Because the idea too is also we want to keep a lot of the nasties inside. I'll get into why that plastic bag is sticking out. But let's get on in. I will give you the MTV tour, crib style. All right. So here it is in all its glory, the shelter, right? So you'll see right up top there, obviously I got a fan going. Behind that fan sits a 20 by 20 filter. I have some lights, obviously, right? In case it gets a little dark out, I can still get work done in here. We have a extension cord with multiple outlets there, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, and then that one splits off. There's 3 in that little black thing over there. So I got to be careful of between the vacuum, because I will always be running that vacuum, which we'll get to in a second, to clean the air, right? So we're going to clean it with that filter, and then we're also going to suck that stuff up, whatever we can, in the dust collection system that we created. So in keeping all of the dust in here, I have to try to keep it as airtight as possible. And so if you look on the ground here, that's why I have these different water jugs, apple juice jugs, gallon jugs, filled with water. So they're gonna just press that side down. I didn't worry about it on this side because my dog was so gracious enough to go in between the shelter and the bushes over there and dig some massive holes. So in doing that, she kicked up a ton of dirt and laid it on top of it. So I guess she was helpful in that sense, but yet still managed to be destructive. And so those plastic bags, what those are is, so in those corners is gaps, right? There's holes, and I'm trying to minimize the airflow that just naturally blows in and out of here, because I want to create this into a negative pressure, right? So I got to make sure that the exhaust, which is going through the vacuum, exceeds any kind of draft that might come into the shelter. So, and to plug as much as I can in the, I usually recycle the film, the plastic film, but I kind of just keep it, I put it in a big bag, and then I'll go to Home Depot or whatever place will take it, and then I'll just drop it off. But so I have plenty of it. And so I just jam it in the corner. So I got it in that corner, I got it in that corner, I got a big bunch of it. I mean, more than I need to stick into the corners, and it's just to block some of that air. All right. Okay, and moving along here, the other thing is you can see that these boards here, L-shaped. I made a modification to the tarp here. So if we just quickly go to the outside, I'll show you. I put grommets into it, right? So you see my measurement was wrong on that one. So but I have a series of grommets going all the way across, and then I tied it with string. So I created that board with screws and then just tied it all down. So I mean, not perfect, honestly. We'll see how it goes. And then I have the board there. I could probably snug that up a little bit. We'll get to the back here, and then I have a board back here kind of doing the same thing, grommets on that side. So I mean, it makes it much tighter, right? So we're trying to minimize the draft. The other thing to point out is, see all those lines going across? So when I bought this thing, bought it from Harbor Freight, it sags a little bit. So what I was finding is that water was collecting. So I ran string to give it a little bit more structure, so that it didn't really give much of a chance for water to build up on the tarp and push it down, right? Because the more it pushes down, the bigger that pool can get, and then just gets heavier and heavier and heavier. So that string it's been no problem at all. So just kind of weaved it through, and it's been great. All right, so now you can see that we have the filter there. I mean, this is not like a HEPA filter that I have in the back, but it's just to kind of collect whatever it can in the air. So now let's get to the dust collection system, right? So the other video I have on making this dust collection, the Cyclone piece here, and you got our super bucket there. So we can look at this as coarse, right? So when we have a big long hose, and this hose will stretch out anywhere I'm doing work on the boat. So the idea is that as I'm grinding, I can just hold this close. It's probably going to be a little squirrely to deal with both grinding and or cutting stuff away, but I can just hold this and then suck up hopefully the majority of stuff that gets kicked up. Then we go into our coarse portion, right, our Cyclone. Then it goes into this here, and we have a bag, right? So we can call that our medium. And then we have a HEPA filter, which would be our fine. So I think that covers us. And as we saw on the outside, that this flows out and then exhausts. So the idea again is that we can suck more air in than is just naturally going to blow in, just so we keep all the dirty, gross stuff inside, or it gets sucked up here or collected up there. I mean, I know the stuff is going to get covered as well, so it is what it is. And here's that connection. I mean, so concern there. I'm sure some people are thinking about it like, oh, what if you're going to be running too many amps when you do the vacuum, and then you also start running other tools. So I do have I mean, I have plugs in the house. I could probably run an extension cord if I ever needed to. to power something else. I also I have more than one generator that if I ever needed to, so I think we're okay there for power and not tripping circuit breakers. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So let me know your thoughts. Anything that you see that I can improve on, anything that you may have questions about. Also, I will put some of the items that I've used or created here that you're seeing in the description below. So selecting those links and making orders, whether it's ordering things that I'm putting on there or just anything, helps me out a lot. And then also subscriptions, right? So if you want to continue with the journey with me, definitely subscribe. If you find it that you like the content, hit that like button. And yeah, just let me know what I can show or ways to improve, whether it just be on the videos themselves or on the boat here. Yeah, so I appreciate everyone's time. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.